together for my beautiful bride. She worked so hard. Really what it was of my support for her from day one was because I saw what teaching was doing to her. It was killing her.
But I love the kids. Put that in.
It was sucking the life from her. All the politics that comes with that environment was sucking the life from her. It was getting to the point to where it was going to have an effect on the marriage that we were going to talk about and all that. So it got to a point where I said, if you told me tomorrow morning that you went in and quit, that you couldn't take another day of it, we'll make it work somehow. I'll get 5 jobs, whatever. It's killing me, you know? And so that was always planned, but the biggest thing was she just got excited about this for some reason, okay? Before she even knew really anything about it. When we got, I think within 2-3 months, she had made $300 a month. You would have thought she made $3 million. And I had said to myself, if this costs us $300 a month, that was my cutoff. I'm in, we'll pay it to keep her like she was. That's what I thought.
I didn't know I was so evil.
That's a long
I was giving
time
my
ago.
whole life to my teaching job is what it was.
That's a long time ago, okay? And so 16 months now or whatever we've been in this, and what I see, okay, over and over again is I see people who want to make money for all different reasons, okay? But I see people who are either afraid or simply not willing to prioritize, okay? And what I mean is, I talked to some of you in here, personal friends. Hey, Al, I hear you and Amy are so successful at this. This is what I need to have happen. Boy, if we could just make like $800 a month, our kids are eating us out of the house. The groceries bill. If we could just make this, and I'm like, okay, well, I know that's doable, and I know that's easy. Okay, so to me, it's like, that's it. That's all you were asking for. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay, well, here's what we got to do. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not a people person. Or, okay, well, so do you actually have to get into the poorhouse then before you might want to jump outside your box a little bit? You know? So I see people who define something that they need, but really they're not really willing to prioritize to get it. But when they see people who were just like them have done it and are doing it, it's like, I say this to Val all the time only because her office is right across.
I'm so sorry, Val.
I say, Val, could you just please explain this to me? I said, I just want to know this on a human level. Why are you still working this? Because I sit right across from you and you've been in this journey with me since day one. Day one. Why would you not just go tomorrow and quit your job? Because I'm not no genius or whatever, and look what's happened to us, right? And so we have these kind of conversations, right? But that's the humanity of it, right? It's never perfect, okay? So I had a scenario that I ran by somebody. I said, so what would be the perfect thing for you? Is it money, a promotion? What do you have to have? And he says, well, groceries, this, that. He goes, so this guy already was making 6 figures. So he said, if I could make an extra $5,000 a month, he goes, I think that. I said, okay, all right. So what if I told you right now, I'm willing to hire you for $11,000 a month, okay? And I'm going to give you a company car, okay? But I need you to move to Fenton. Oh, Al, I don't know. The kids are in Grand Blanc schools. And do the kids have... Okay, well, what if I said $18,000 a month, and then you can figure out the school? I don't know, Al, because Robin's mom lives down the street. And, so the point is, it will always be something that will hold you back. Always. Always. It's never going to be perfect. Never. Ever. Okay? So, this gentleman and this family that I'm talking about is somebody that she referred to earlier. They just had a baby 3 weeks ago, and some complications. So, Robin, she may have to have a hysterectomy, so there's a lot going on. Well, Tom, he's kind of followed for about 6 months or whatever. Well, he says, Al, we've been following this It Works thing and all that, and can Robin get wrapped? And I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think that'd be a good idea. He goes, well, what about me? I'm like, absolutely. When would you like me to come over? He said, well, how about tonight? Absolutely. I grabbed the It Works bag.
And I stopped you right
What's
there.
so funny?
And I stopped you right there. This is what I'm talking. Men, be supportive. If your wife is the main one doing this, or your spouse, or whatever, your girlfriend, whatever, girlfriend, he will come to wrap parties with me. He will do the whole. When we are together, I was going to say. A lot of people don't understand that if you are more involved with it, I'm just telling you how I feel about it. It makes the woman feel like you can do more. It makes you feel like it gives you different power. So keep getting your rat bag and going around people.
So I grabbed her rat bag, actually, and it was only missing the tape. Okay, so I go and I wrap him, and we're having this nice chat. Now, he makes 6 figures. He works at home as an IT guy, okay? So, they're not struggling. But, so I wrap him. He loses 3 inches. So he says, Al, I just want to be up front with you. He says, we had a terrible, terrible experience with Amway. He said, I tried to present Amway to my uncle, and I brought one of the guys from my upline, and he couldn't explain it, and it was so bad I had to call my uncle the next day and say, I am so sorry, that went wrong. He goes, we're just not like that. And I'm like, okay, all right, I hear you. And I said, so what would be your desire for wanting to be a part of It Works? And he says, well, and he said the groceries. He's got 4 teenagers, baby, and he says, the groceries are killing us.
There's no food in the house.
He says, we're always over budget on groceries, always. And have you seen their teenagers? They're this big. I don't get it, okay? They must have tapeworms or something. They're that big, okay? And so I'm like, okay, all right. So, he tells me, like kind of what he wants to make and all that. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And he says, but I'm just being upfront with you. He goes, Amway, we maxed out credit cards, to be a part of it, and they made us fill out like a big list of our friends and family and all of that. And so I'm thinking in my head, when he's saying that, I'm thinking, not all of that's bad. You just put like a negative perception on it, because of what your comfort zone is, but none of that's bad, Okay, so I'm just listening, right? So he lost 3 inches if I didn't say that. Well, when we leave, when we're getting ready to leave, I'm getting ready to leave, he's ready, he wants to sign up right now. But I just wasn't convinced that he had thought enough about the business yet. I wasn't sure that him and his wife were like ready, to seize the moment or capture the excitement that comes with a launch party. If you don't know it, you should know it, but excitement breeds excitement, right? If you're excited, they're excited, right? Okay, I'm not Mr. Salesman, myself, okay? I'm not afraid to talk to anybody and everybody. Usually it's not about business, it's about faith and stuff like that. But there's something about when you become a believer in the product, okay? The energy drinks are awesome for me. I probably drink too many of those, I think. I gotta look into that. But the greens have always been good. When I see the results, or I hear, 3 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches, 12 inches.
Which you can't post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just,
But so I see this, right? And I'm like, how can this be bad? This is a good thing, right? Okay, so I'm a believer in the product, which makes it much easier to talk to people about the product. Example, I go to lunch today down in Swartz Creek to Subway. My first time ever going, right? You had seen the sandwich artist, okay? He was probably in his mid-20s, late 20s. I knew that he was a mover and a shaker, okay? He's like, sir, welcome to Subway. What can I do for you today? Just like that. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, I said, cold cut combo. He goes, hey, would you like double meat on that? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. So he's like that, so we're talking, right? And so here comes a lady from behind the counter who was either the owner or the manager or something. And she's saying something to him along the lines of, I'm sorry I didn't get the tomatoes out or whatever. And he's like, no problem, I got this, right? So I'm like, whoa, and I automatically thought, if you put half the amount of energy that you're doing right now into It Works, dude, you'd be a millionaire. I just knew it, right? So I'm sitting there by myself. The only thing that kind of thwarted my plan was 4 parishioners were sitting in front of me eating a sandwich. So I'm like, hi guys. They're like, hey, yeah. Okay, so, but I'm thinking, I got to get this guy involved somehow, some way, right? So I'm waiting to kind of like, how do I do this? I don't want to get him in trouble or whatever. So he says the key thing. The lady comes in, he does the same thing. Ma'am, what can I do for you? And she knows him or something, and she asked about a dance or something, and he says the key thing that made me zap. He's like, yes, and I've already talked to my daughter, and I'm going to bring her. We haven't been able to spend, and I'm like, I've heard enough, right? I get done with my sandwich, and he comes out, and I said, hey, you got just a second? And he's like, yeah, he's like, did I, say something wrong? I'm like, no. I said, you ever heard of a company called It Works? He goes, no. And I'm like, well, you should, because you would be perfect. You could be and he's just like, his eyes are like that, and I'm like, we need to sit down and talk. And he's like, I've been waiting for something, just like, you just felt it, right? Now, if I wasn't a believer in the product, and I haven't been financially blessed myself, do you think I would have seized that opportunity? Probably not. Because I wouldn't have been open to it. I wouldn't have been in a place to where I would be able to see things like that. I remember coming back from one of those trainings, and at that point, we were only making $5,000 or $6,000 a month or something.
Oh my
God. I remember the gas station at the Duran Perry Corners, or whatever they call them. I'm standing there pumping gas, right? And I'm looking around and everybody's pumping gas, right? And I'm like, I'm going to go tell every one of these people about it. Right? You know what? And you know why I wanted to tell them? I swear to you, not because I wanted to get rich, because I wanted them to have what I have, right? I wanted them to be like, oh my gosh, what has happened? I can't explain it. It just happened. I don't know. But I wanted to give that to them, right? And I'm like, how do I do it? How do I do this? I can't. No, I'll get in trouble. I had a car full of crazy women. And Steve was the only sane one. But just those kind of things. And
I don't know what you think.
so I guess what I'm saying is, everything that you hear, you see these people who are making lots of money and all that, that's great, okay? To me, that's the easy part, okay? I don't know how else to say it. We have a blueprint for you that I'm willing to sit down, take you to lunch, and say, this is how we did it. This is how we make this kind of money. And you're going to be, that's it? Dude, I was waiting for the magic sprinkle dust or something. I was waiting for you to tell me you spend $10 grand a month, and
No.
That's all that you do?
Consistency, persistence.
That's it?
You just have to be
Wow.
consistent.
Why am I not doing that? I don't know. Why aren't you? That would be my thing. But when I say that's the easy part, the hard part is, what do you do with it? What do you do with that kind of money? We sat a month or two ago and I said, babe, let's think about this. What if we were making $25 grand a month? What's different? What changes? Tell me right now. What changes?
Because most people spend what they make. Now you get 2 new cars, you get,